welcome you all here today. I'm very excited to be here with you. I know we will have some people joining in a little bit, but we're going to go over just a few things, a few housekeeping things, letting you know about who we are and what we do. So Akiptan was brought into the world by the Intertribal Ag Council. IAC is a decades-old organization, and their mission is entirely to connect agriculture producers in Indian country. Uh, the big thing here is that, one of the biggest resources that we need as producers is working capital, and that's where Akiptan gets to step up and step into the realm of helping. We are founded on the principles of lender security and producer prosperity. We want patient capital instead of extractive capital, and innovative lending as well as relationship-based lending. And our entire being is reflected in this through the name Akiptan, which comes from the Lakota language, meaning doing something together in a joint effort like a partnership. So today you're joining us on one of our Akiptan webinars, From Idea to Application, how to apply for a loan. And you are here with me, Justine Kogel. I am a program officer. I've been working with the organization for a hot minute. I don't remember the years because I feel like that dates me, so we're just going to say a hot minute. And together with us today, we get Sarah Puckett, who is our loan officer, and she is going to be the one to really walk us through how to get your business idea into an application. And so this is a webinar. If you guys do have questions, please feel free to put them in the Q&A section or the comment section, and we'll answer them as we go. So our mission here is to transform native agriculture and food economies by delivering creative capital, leading paradigm changes, and enhancing producer prosperity across Indian country. We eat, live, and breathe that to its core. Nearly everybody who is a part of Akiptan is a producer or has family that are producers in agriculture. So we truly understand the business side, the family side, the agricultural side of everything that you all are doing. Our vision is a future where native producers across Indian country have unrestricted, equitable access to capital, tools, and knowledge that support their growth and prosperity. Our systems reflect traditional values, responsiveness to needs, and drive innovation for food and agriculture, filling in financial gaps and restoring native stewardship with land, food, and economies. And what that means is we're here for you. We're here for you as producers, and we will do everything that we can to help you in any way that you need. I think some of our loan officers may have even been roped into branding from a time to time. So we really are boots on the ground. So like I said earlier, Akiptan is the Lakota word for working together in a cooperative effort. We are a CDFI, so we are a Community Development Financial Institute. And we are like a bank in the sense that we provide loans, but we don't deposit money. We don't take deposits. So that makes us slightly different. Also, we get to provide technical assistance. We think that that is a really big thing. Technical assistance is the education piece, the helper piece, the information on business and goal planning, succession planning, financial literacy training. So it's all the added things to really teach you more about business and cash flows, balance sheets, all that comes along with that. So while there are laws that we do follow, we are unregulated, which allows us to have the flexible and patient capital that we get to offer. Since our inception in 2019, we have reached 39 tribal nations across the United States. We have deployed $57 million in loan capital, and we are at 757 loans. So we're very proud of those numbers. Those are our humble brag numbers where we are saying our loan officers are doing an amazing job and you as clients are doing an amazing job. So We'd like to ask you guys this question so we have an idea of who's in the room and we can really kind of tailor this for your level of preparation and what you might need. So if you guys want to throw into the chat box, how comfortable do you feel about applying for an agriculture loan? Not at all comfortable, moderately comfortable, or very confident, or anywhere in between there. So go ahead and throw that into, I don't know, we have 1, 3, and 5. I guess if you guys want, if you're in between, not at all confident and moderately confident, put 2. Go ahead and put those into the chat box here. I'm going to try and make sure we've got that. Whitney, Whitney, I took you off mute. What's up?
Nothing. I just clicked it.
Oh, well,
Did
I
you
got
mute
you.
it?
No, I can mute you, but your hand was up.
Oh, weird.
So I got you. I'm paying
Oh,
attention, you guys. Look at us today on this webinar. I don't know how to make you put your hand down. I'm going to ignore you for now. But
got it.
um, you're good. But one of the things, I want to talk to a little bit about is being comfortable to apply for an agriculture loan. Um, I see we've got some 2s, we've got some 1s, and you guys are in the right place. This is what we are going to do today is get you ready to learn about that application process. And then if you join us again on Wednesday, I'm counting my days. Wednesday at noon again, we're going to go through another section of application and information. So I'm glad you guys are all here. This is really a learning webinar. I'm going to run through just our products and services quick like before I kick it to Sarah. So we have some different products and services, youth loan, general loan, operating loan, line of credit, and we have a land mortgage and down payment. We are very excited to offer these to producers in Indian country. The eligibility is that you must be involved in the native agriculture field. Anything on the food chain from initial production all the way to the retail side. Eligible activities include farming, ranching, fishing, timber, retail, but those are not limited to. So if you have an idea that might fall outside of what you see on the screen, it's always worth bringing it up. It's always worth a conversation. We also want to celebrate just a little bit about some of our success stories. We are very, very lucky that we get to honor folks with a success story. Anytime we do a success story or that you see a blog about another operation, please know that we don't ever share out client information unless it's consented to. And we do have a couple stories here that our clients are more than happy to have us share. And this is just giving you some ideas of how we operate and what you can do with the working capital. Excuse me, jeepers. So the Crafted Orchard is owned by Angela Lichty, and she is an enrolled member of the LaCourte Orioles tribe. And I probably mispronounced that, and I'm so sorry. Sarah's laughing at me because she knows that I try, but it's not always successful, guys. So this is really a neat one for us because a lot of times, we're heavily focused in livestock. And so this is an actual orchard. And they were established in 2022. They have 35 acres of land in Minnesota. And it is a seasonal rural agritourism business where they have people come in and learn about the orchard. They sell their products. They were able to put up this beautiful building, so they had a place to house their product as well as a place for a storefront. So very multi-purpose. So there's one example of things that we've been involved in. Another one is Delane Carlisle of the Navajo Nation. She is a citizen from the state of New Mexico, grew up ranching, and has been a member of 4-H and FFA. This young woman is entirely awesome. in and of herself. I've got to meet her actually, and she is pursuing an ag econ business degree. Um, she actually was encouraged to apply as a youth to complement her livestock show work and judging. And she has been able to build up her own livestock business because of working within Akiptan and her own hard work. So, youth loan, you can see on the screen there, we have different tiers for this one. Ages 10 to 12 is up to $5,000. Ages 13 to 15 is 7,500, and 16 to 18 is 10,000. This pairs really well with FSA loan. It pairs really well with any type of 4-H, show animals, FFA, or if you have a kiddo who is an entrepreneur and wants to start their own herd of some sort or start a garden. These are great opportunities. We have our general loan, and this is for adults 18 plus. It's up to 12 years of repayment, and our maximum is 500,000. The operating and line of credit, again, same 18 plus years old. This is literally for short-term needs, and helps us to fill those gaps where, maybe a general loan is not exactly what we need. It's up to 12 months of repayment, and again, maximum of $500,000. The land mortgage and down payment assistance is near and dear to my heart because we literally many years ago used this as a family, and we're able to use it as a down payment and expand our operation. And this is an 18 plus, again, 30-year repayment and up to $500,000. This one can actually be used for a few different things. We can use it to consolidate interest, to purchase a piece of land, purchase a land and building combo for operating needs. So that's a really awesome one. So now we have the question, what would you do with an agriculture loan? Go ahead and put that in the chat. I would like to say I know what I would do specifically with an agriculture loan. And actually, right now, I was just talking to Sarah and I said, what would be really nice is just a working capital loan for things like we're in the middle of drilling a well to pay those payments and things like that. So, what would you do with an agriculture loan? What would your plans be? And we'll go ahead and you guys can put those in the chat. I'm going to go through our repayment styles and get it kicked over to Sarah after that. Oh, junior loan purchase cattle. Yep, that's a great one, Jerry. Absolutely. So one of the cool things while you guys are answering that question in the chat is at Akiptan, we have two different styles of repayment. One is the regular traditional style, and then the other one is an interest only. So our traditional repayment option is what we see most often at our larger banks, blended repayment, so interest and principal from the very start. One thing that we can do with this is we actually have the capability to do longer terms than what a typical lending institute would do. Works great for equipment, infrastructure, and people who are at their maximum capacity and they're wanting to maybe improve efficiencies and things like that. Waylene, do you help us make a plan for free or for a fee? That is a great question. I'm going to go ahead and jump in here. And as part of the technical assistance and part of Community Development Financial Institutes, we actually help you work through, and we have tons of templates to help you formulate a plan. Business plans, whether that be starting from the very groundwork of a business plan, or if you have things in writing, we can help you pair it together with financials and things. My name is Bobby Riggs. Got it. I love it. Thanks, Bobby. And so, no, we do not charge a fee. Those are free resources, and we're happy to get those over to you. We'll talk a little bit more about that stuff on the back end of the call. So traditional repayment, blended from the start, great for equipment, infrastructure. This gives you a short example of what those repayments look like. You're going to have the annual loan payments, you're going to have the principal and the interest paid, and you're going to pay it down over the course of those 7 years. This one is our interest only. This is really great for folks who are working to grow their operation and really try and boost their capacity. So it's very, very unique and innovative. We have a 5 year interest only payment, and then it switches into the principal and interest payments. So it really allows you as the producer to reinvest in yourselves. We've got some schedules here, and this gives you the idea right here that that first 5 years is simply the annual payment, which is going to be the interest. And you're going to pay that. And then it's going to kick into on year 6, it'll kick into the traditional blended style. But that gives you 5 years to build up your herd, to build up your business, to reinvest in yourself. So, is there anything stopping you from applying for an agricultural loan? And that's almost a double-edged sword, right? Because I feel like I could name a lot of things. And if I could just go into Sarah and say, hey, this is what I want to do, can you help me? And so we're going to kick it over to Sarah. If you guys want to put anything in the chat that might be stopping you, we can address that throughout the call. So I'll go ahead and kick it over to Sarah and let her get rolling.
Awesome. Thanks, Justine. Yes, so please put those questions or the what's stopping you in the chat, and we can try and go through those for sure. Jerry, I see that, and that's what we're going to go over. Not knowing what is required to apply. So instead of just handing you an application and kind of hanging you out to dry, we are going to go through the entire process and then explain that we are here to help the whole time instead of just collecting that form and kind of sending you off with questions. So I think we can pop over to the next slide, Justine. All right, so the first thing for the application is discovery. So this is where we get to know the client and your operation. You do an initial office visit if you're near the office, or it's a phone call, email, or Zoom with someone at Akiptan. You can reach out initially to the programs department, the loan, like anybody, and they will get you to the right person. You don't have to find that on your own. We will guide you to the right person for your questions. And then we figure out what your operational goals are, what your financials look like, and then the first thing is the intake survey. You can pop to the next slide on that one. This is the first form you will fill out in the application process. It doesn't always look like this. This is our online version. There's also a PDF fillable version that looks similar. It also says intake form, but it might have some red stuff at the top. But as long as it says the Akiptan intake form, then you're on the right track with the very first form that you need. This basically goes through all of your information and kind of who you are, what your operation looks like, and kind of where you are as far as the loan process. And then the next one we can jump. Okay, so then there's a loan client checklist as well, and we provide this to you depending on your operation and your applicant status. So if you are an individual or an individual with a spouse who's just applying as yourself, then we will give you that checklist. If you are applying as yourself with a business entity, then we will give you that checklist. And then if you're a youth applicant, we'll give you that checklist. And it goes through all of the documents that we need to be able to process a loan application. And I believe we don't have a picture of it on here, but we also have a definitions page. So if you don't necessarily know what we're asking for, we have a definitions page that our admin also sends out with this that kind of breaks down what the options are for things like this. Because sometimes 2 different forms can meet the same standard. So the checklist starts with the discovery, which is, again, that first form, the intake survey, and then the initial visit with a Akiptan staff member. Again, that can be our admin, that can be a loan officer. It doesn't matter who you talk to first. They'll get you to the right person for the rest of the process. And then the technical assistance and completion of the loan folder will go through your loan officer once you're kind of assigned one, I guess. And that would be the forms that come with that step are your loan application, your credit and bank authorization, your driver's license, proof of enrollment, and then the rest of the list there that kind of goes through a little more obscure type of forms. So if you don't know how to fill out the loan application, you can give us a call, send us an email. Can I get some help? And the answer is going to be yes. That is something that we are absolutely able to do for you. You don't have to struggle or turn in one that's maybe kind of half done because you weren't sure. Give us a call, send us an email, we'll help you through it. The credit and bank authorization is something we send out to you. It's just a form you have to sign to let us look at your financials. That is an important part of the loan process. And then driver's license and proof of enrollment are kind of self-explanatory there. Proof of enrollment can be many things though, like OST and Eagle Butte, or I guess Cheyenne River would be have tribal IDs, but not everyone does. Alaska tribes, I believe, have like a certificate of like shareholders because they're a shareholder in their tribe's corporation. Then I think it's Oklahoma, has some roll Dawes stuff that we accept. It doesn't have to be a tribal ID. So many, many, many forms can fit that. Which again, we're here to answer those questions. If you're like, well, I don't have a tribal ID, but I have this, then that's kind of where we come in and say, yep, that works. Or here's something that we know will work if you have this. So again, just reach out for sure. And the next slide. Okay, the loan application itself is available online. And again, it's in that printable format. It's in the PDF fillable format, or it's available to fill out completely online. And then it just sends in, I don't actually know where it sends, but it sends to someone at Akiptan and they start the process. I don't know who monitors the online applications. It's not me, but someone will get it and assign you to a loan officer. So
That's
which
my
would be me in
favorite
that case, and then we
thing.
go.
So it goes to it goes to the front office, which goes to the loan administrator, and then gets divvied out
Okay.
to the loan officers.
I don't usually see things until they're divvied up. So that part of the process is, as far as like who gets sent what, is a little murky to me. But one of us will get assigned to you guys, and then we are available for all the questions. And even before then, you can call any of us and we'll try and answer a question. So if you print it, you can mail it in to us. You can stop by the main office. You can scan it and send it in. Does not matter. We have accepted many forms of applications. All right, and again, there's just a picture of the PDF fillable, which is again the printable, and then the online version. So the technical assistance and completion of the loan application is kind of like the bulk of what starts the loan application or the loan process. So complete all the forms and submit all requested materials. Again, that's all covered on the checklist that we provide to you depending on your application type. Complete all financial projections, which you do with your loan officer. We go through like the first 3 years of your operation. Generally, it's 3 years. And then, and then we go through business goal planning with the loan officer. So this is where your business is now, where you want to be with the start of the loan, like what this loan will get you to, and then at the end of your loan, kind of where you want to be. So it builds out a little bit of a financial plan there as to where you kind of want to see your business in the future. And then any financial literacy work, if it's needed, sometimes it is, sometimes it's not, and it just depends on how comfortable you are with finances and how much you want to learn about your finances. I always recommend it. You can always get better with your finances. But I mean, if you've been in the game for 30 years, you probably don't need, it's probably something you could maybe skip over. I always recommend it though, especially if someone's been in the game like less than 10 years, because agriculture changes so much all the time, and there's so much about the financials that can change very quickly. Tax stuff changes very quickly. Cash flow stuff changes very quickly. So definitely recommend always. And then decide which repayment option works best for you as a producer. As Justine said, if you, again, have been in the game 30 years and you really just want to replace like a piece of equipment, the general option is probably the best for you. But if you're expanding or if you're starting up, you may want that cash flow flexibility for the first couple years. So then we decide that the interest only is best for you. So again, it's all tailored to your operation and your plan for your business. All right. And then we do have some financial literacy coursework that we've created as curriculums, the financial management guide for cattle ranchers, and then introducing native agriculture, a guide for young entrepreneurs. We recommend this for the youth loans. And then financial management guide for native agribusinesses. So this is going to be like more of your retail or value added or anything besides like just actual production of like a live animal or a crop. And then was it Bobby? Bobby said, how can I get one for the cattle and agra? If you send one of us an email, probably Justine, we can actually mail out the physical copies to you if you want that, or they're available on our website as PDFs. Am I correct? Is that okay? Last I knew, they were all available on PDFs. Yeah, if you want a physical copy, just email one of us or um, definitely send a message to probably Justine on that one. And then the PDFs, like I said, are always downloadable at any time. All right. And then financial literacy coursework continued is the agriculture business plan. This is more of a, we can all help with this, but this is more of a program side of thing, I believe. Um, they'll go through the entire business plan process with you guys. All right. And what's next here? Okay, so the credit and bank authorization form, again, this is a form that we provide to you once you turn in your intake and application. And essentially it just allows us to, number one, pull your credit. That's the main thing with a loan is we have to know what your credit looks like. And then two, what this form does is allow us to speak to any and all of your other creditors or banks, which is it sounds very invasive, but it's not. So if you are like already banking with First National Bank and you have a small operating loan there and maybe a loan for like a small tractor, then instead of you having to go to them and get all of your loan information and then somehow package it and send it over to us, this allows me to just call your loan officer and say, hey, can I get some loan information? And then it's all very straightforward. You don't have to like play the middleman there, which is really nice. And then it's like immediate numbers. So it does seem a little, the wording on it can be scary to some folks, but I promise we're not doing anything crazy with it. We're just doing specific loan stuff. All right, and then financial projections, which again, we can help with. This would be your financial balance sheet and cash flow. And this, we do have two templates that we will send out. And if you're good at Excel or if you're comfortable with balance sheets and cash flow, they are very simple. If this isn't something that you're comfortable with, reach out and say, hey, can I get some help? And we can hop on a Zoom, we can hop on a call, and we can help you with these. Again, we're not just going to send you these templates and spreadsheets and say, like, fill them out, or it's not my problem. It is very much our problem. We want to help you with this. We will help you fill it out and kind of explain to you what they are while you're filling it out so that you leave there not only with the completed form, but like knowledge of what we've completed. Or you can take the easy way, and if you have a bank that already prepares these for you, just send those over too. That's fine. And then cattle growth chart, we oh, there's we skipped one, I think, Justine. If you go back. The cash flow is on there twice. I'm not sure why, but the cattle growth chart is the third thing that we kind of help you with. And this really, it could be, it says cattle, but it's any form of livestock, except chickens. I don't really feel like a growth chart for chickens is worth anything. But any other large livestock, we can do a cattle growth chart for. And it basically just takes your herd and gives you the herd numbers for the next roughly 7 years is what we usually do for a growth chart. Um, it allows you to see things like what happens when you buy for cattle, for example, when you buy heifers versus keeping heifers, how many you keep and how they affect your financials 7 years from now. So it's a really great tool for this. And we, again, will do that for you. All right, and then the review and closing. So once all of the loan information is collected and we are able to underwrite the loan, Then the detailed record of collateral needs to be sent over. And usually that's taken care of with your balance sheet and the asset schedule. But if there is anything additional as far as like what we're purchasing, then that needs to be sent over to us. And then we, if approved, we sign a loan agreement, we sign a security agreement, and then you receive our privacy statement, which tells you what we do with your information, which again is very, very little. We do report to the credit bureaus, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing, I promise, because a lot of farmers and ranchers don't have the greatest credit scores, not because they're not paying their bills, but because places like First National Bank and FSA don't report to the credit bureau. So you may have $500,000 worth of loans that you are current on and you've made every single payment, and you're getting zero credit for that. So we do report to the credit bureaus because it is beneficial for you. And then besides that, we really do nothing with your information again. And then we give you a notice of credit for the reporting so that you do know that we are reporting that loan for you. And then if for any reason the loan is denied, we will give you an opportunity to fix the application with an appeal. So you do have 2 weeks, I believe it is, after the denial to come up with kind of a reasoning as to like why things weren't going to look good, but now they can look good. We can change the business plan. We can do anything like that and kind of resubmit and say, okay, how does this look now? So it's not always a no is not always a no. A no is sometimes like, hey, we think things could be better. And then this is just an example of our loan agreement and security agreement. They just go over the terms of the loan. So that'll have the amount of your loan, the interest rate, the years of repayment, the date of repayment, and then also the collateral will be listed explicitly on the security agreement. Yes, it is a not yet. I have very rarely ever seen like a no. I mean, don't get me wrong, they happen, but I've very rarely ever seen like a genuine no from our loan committee. Usually they say, I would love to see this instead. Can we try this avenue? And then we've had many clients successfully come back and get to a yes after that. All right, I think we're good. Okay. And then aftercare, this again is where we differ from a lot of other places. Um, You submit your invoices and quotes for disbursements. So that means when you, like, for example, if we financed a tractor for you and you go find the tractor you want to purchase, you just send us the invoice or the bill of sale, and we send you the money, and then you just get to write the check for the equipment. And then we do site visits if available. Again, this is can be hard because we're nationwide. So again, if you're a client in Alaska, as much as I would love the vacation to go up there, probably not gonna happen. So we do site visits a little differently. We can do them via like FaceTime or Zoom or pictures. We again are very flexible. So if that's something that's you're like, well, I'm not even close to the office or the nearest loan officer, no worries. We can navigate that. We do informal quarterly check-ins. Again, this is usually like a quick Zoom or phone call or even an email. And then we do an in-depth annual financial review. And this will go over your entire year of financials, just making sure that our projections were accurate or inaccurate and changing what we can to match what actually happened through the year. And then we collect any yearly documentation, which would be like updates on insurance and your new tax documents. And then kind of if things did change, then we can change our production projections for the next couple years, or if things were right on target, then we can just kind of say, okay, we'll see what happens next year. And then any further technical assistance needed is given. This can be on a daily basis, this can be on a weekly basis, this can be don't talk to me except for my check-ins. We have seen it all. We have done it all. We have provided TA for it all. We have plenty of ranchers that just like to call and chat with us. I have a guy that calls every time he sells a cow, which is great. Don't mind that at all. We have a great chat every time. And then I have a guy that I talk to 4 times a year, 3 check-ins and 1 annual review. And we have great relationships with both of them. So it's all up to you and what you need. And is that the end of my stuff? I think I'm out, Justine. I think that's all my info. If you guys have any other questions, please toss them in the chat for sure.
Sarah, I'm going to drop your email in the chat as well. just so folks have it easy access to both of us. We are always, always available. I say that because, like I said, both Sarah and I, and most of the rest of us are all ranchers, so we understand that not everything necessarily happens from 8 to 4, although those are our working hours. So if you do shoot us an email or a text, we will get back to you the next day and try and help where we can. So I want to make sure that everybody on this call knows where to find all of our resources. There were some great questions that came up. One of the biggest things I can encourage everybody to do is jump on our website and check out the resources that we have. We have 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. We're kind of getting old here, I feel like. When I say that, I'm like, 6 years. So we've been doing this stuff for a while, and all of our webinars are recorded. So we have anything from the different market outlooks for every year to specific tax season questions that folks have asked. We have specific uh, webinars on estate planning. We have specific webinars on how to fill out your balance sheet. So if you guys ever have any questions at all, that's a great resource to start with. Also know that we're here for you as people. I'm not just going to send you to the website. But if you do want to jump on and see some different templates that we have, it is all right there. Um, so again, that's easy access right from our website. If you guys, I've put it in the chat a few times, and we'll share it again here in just a little bit. But to give you guys a little bit more of an idea and feeling of some different things that we've done throughout our lending operations, uh, we want to share a couple more stories because I feel like stories really get down to the root of how we get to help and how we make basically those dreams become a reality within the working capital needs that you have. So, Christine Womack is the owner of Horny A Manure Spreading. It's a manure spreading and cattle operation based in Dupree, South Dakota, on the Cheyenne River Sioux Tribe. Finette Gray was the loan officer who worked directly with Christine and was able to help her get her business plan set up and really take it into the next step of making it a live business. So when Bobby asked that about, what all do we do? We're here to help you in any type of business, agricultural type stuff that we can. So Akiptan, we're not just a lender. Sarah alluded to this. We are here to walk beside you as a partner. We are here to make sure that if you have any questions at all about finance, any type of financial questions, any type of marketing questions, we're absolutely here. We really invest in getting to know you, and we want you to invest in getting to know us because I wouldn't want to go into business with somebody I didn't know. And we want you to know that, we're here for you. Uh, it really is the focus of our entire lending philosophy, basically, that we want to make sure that we as a lender are secure, but most importantly, we want to make sure to watch you prosper because your success is our success. And so I'm going to give you one more. Ty Thompson, I've been getting to talk to Ty on and off, and he's just a wonderful young man. He owns Thompson Ag Services, which is also located on the Cheyenne River. Ty and Melissa, who's our senior loan officer, sat down and they went through and kind of visited about the success of his operation and where he wanted to see it bloom basically over the next few years and got a plan going in that direction. So that way, along with his business plan, we were able to provide working capital and really help him grow his business as a young producer, not only in his cattle business, but in his ag services business. And so we know that it takes diversity to basically make our agricultural operations go together, whether that be your putting up cattle and hay, or you're doing a garden alongside of chicken and eggs, or you're doing some agritourism alongside your orchard. We understand how important that diversification is, and so we just want you all to know, we're here. We're here to sit down and talk through these things and get things in writing and on paper, because sometimes as soon as we put things on paper, it just becomes a little more permanent. And this is what our goals are, and this is what we're working towards. So we hope as we're coming to the end of this that you guys are feeling a little bit more confident. You have a little bit more understanding of the how-tos when it comes to how to apply for a loan with us and the next steps. So after listening to us and seeing what we have to offer at Akiptan and as people that get to work at Akiptan, we'd like to know how confident you're feeling in applying for an ag loan with this information. So again, feel free to drop that in the chat for us. One is not confident at all. Three, moderately confident. And five, feeling pretty confident about it. Like you could get through that loan application with some assistance from us. I'm seeing some threes. That's great. I love that. If you guys join us on Wednesday, you're going to be at the fives. We're going to walk through a little bit more of this and a little bit more in depth. And again, you guys have our emails. Our emails at Akiptan are very easy. It's our first name at akiptan.org. I am going to run through just quick like some of the other resources that we have here at Akiptan. We do have an agriculture producers succession guide. This was made by us for native agricultural producers. I will say this because it's my program that I get to assist with and try and get our clients involved in. I think it's very, very important. It's something that we sometimes put on the back burner. When we talk about estate or legacy planning, sometimes that feels like that's just not something we get to do. It is. It is incredibly important to talk about how transitions are going to work. And so we do have these booklets in hand physically at the office, and we can send those out, but they're also online. And then along with that, if you guys are ranchers, we do have a rancher record keeping book. Sarah and I were part of the team to put this together because we both have, I'm not going to say partners that don't keep track of their things or maybe crush things in the pickup, but we made these very sturdy to try and keep things and records, dates, calving book information in one place. So they're really a handy booklet that can fit right inside your pickup and stay there with just one area to write in for all the things. And so it's got haying information, it's got feed information, vaccination information, when you might have put the bulls out, when you pulled them, all of those things. So it's a very handy tool that I recommend if you're into if you're into ranching at all and livestock, it's a good one to have. So feel free to reach out to us again and we can mail those out. This is the webinar that I've been promoting, telling you guys, join us again in a couple days. We are going to be looking at the paperwork and understanding the loan documents themselves. This is the second half of this type of webinar that we are doing. We feel that it is incredibly important when you're applying for a loan to understand what you're filling out, why you're filling it out, and why it matters. And with that information, then you're armed with everything that you will need to make the decisions for your operation. Again, there's recordings in our library on the website and other free financial information on our website. And this is really important for us. We do have a newsletter sign up. This comes out 4 times a year. You can sign up to get it via mail or just right to your inbox on the email. And this has all the reminders of deadlines that are coming up. It has the different opportunities and success stories that we have, and really lets you know what's going on in agriculture in Indian country. And this is my ask. I feel like I always ask this, and I think it's a really important ask. This is our feedback survey. We ask that you fill this out and let us know how we're doing. Let us know if there is something that we could be doing better. Let us know if there's ideas that you have that you would like to see webinars on, and what other information would be super handy for you to have. And so this is something, this survey is something we look at, we study it. We want to make sure that we are providing the very best information we can for all of you folks as producers. So go ahead. I'll just leave that up on the screen for a minute. You can use your phone and scan the QR code there, or go ahead and click on our feedback survey in the chat. And last but surely not least, here is the contact information. That's our phone number. That will take you right to our main line. Our website again, the info@akiptan.org is going to send you to our main office, and they'll dole out those emails just like the applications right there. And then again, we are based in Eagle Butte, South Dakota, is where our home office is. So we want to thank you guys for joining us here today. We really want to thank Sarah for taking time out of her busy loan schedule to take a few minutes and explain more of the loan side to us all. And thank you guys all for being here. And we hope you have a great day and hope to see you all on Wednesday. Thank you.